You were like, okay, this is the perfect moment to kiss KK.
I apologize for doing it at that time. Do you get what I'm saying? But let's not do the, how could you do this, because you kissed Johnny on a date yesterday.
Yeah, but...
So when were you going to tell me that? So that's what I'm saying. We're all just kissing.
I called it. When Andreina said that, I don't get jealous, I called it. And I said, Ty is about to test this theory. And Chris, kudos to Solen for holding his feet to the fire. Because if you're going to nominate me, then give me a justifiable reason why. For him to say you're in a friendship couple, well... Poster child for friendship couple is Justine and Josh. They've already said they're friends outside the villa. So make that make sense. Just say you are saving your countryman. And then Tyreek. I love this for him. I love that Toby's in the villa. I really hope people vote to save Toby because Tyreek needs someone to sort of brainstorm ideas with. The other guys don't understand him. Whereas with Toby, they've been friends since they were little kids. So it makes more sense for him to be with his mate and they can discuss strategy and he can come up with a winning plan. Hey there, thanks for stopping by. It's your girl Valerie. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, click the like button, turn on the notification bell for when I upload new videos, and definitely leave a comment. In this episode, I'll be reviewing Love Island Games, Season 2, Episode 4. Oh my god. Anyway, so Ariana has left. You have Kendall have a conversation with Gabby. He said he's happy that he got the necklace instead of Gabby because he would have felt some type of way. Gabby on her part said she would have been upset had he left. I think they make a cute couple. I don't know how genuine Kendall is about this girl. I really hope he's serious because she seems very genuine. She seems very, very sweet. So I hope he doesn't taint her and sort of, create a monster by treating her terribly. But hey, we'll just have to sit and wait. Chris and KK go to Soul Ties. You said they're having a conversation about their voting. And KK is saying the reason why she stood beside Kendall was because she didn't want to send Gabby's man home because that's her friend. And it's like, I get it, but I also think it was strategy on your part. You knew that Chris standing beside Charlie was just performative. He would have wanted an American saved because he's going after numbers. So you knew it was performative for him to stand there. That's why you went and stood where you knew he wanted you to stand, because otherwise it's not that you're after Gabby's best interest. No. Yes, you're friends, but I don't think it's that deep. Personally, I'm going to repeat it. Chris doesn't like KK romantically. He likes that she's very loyal. He likes that he can sort of mold her and twist her and turn her to do whatever he wants. But he doesn't like her romantically because there's nothing that he's done that proves otherwise. So I'm just going to continue to say this. He doesn't like her romantically because this was even before he found out about the kiss and he couldn't even hug her. He couldn't even kiss her. So what is it? What couple are they apart from a friendship couple? Nicola and Isaiah, oh my god, they were happy that they won. They really work very well as a team. They really sort of complement one another in that sense, although there's no romantic side to them. But I really love how sweet they are. I think Nicola is one of the sweetest people ever. I hate that people are saying, oh, she's not that good looking. She hasn't had any work done on her. That's why she is how she is. And I hope she doesn't feel demoralized and end up doing some work on herself, because she is good enough as she is. She's got an amazing personality. Looks will fade, but your personality will never fade. So I love her for who she is and how she carries herself and how she comes across. She seems very happy-go-lucky and very cheerful and very, supportive and very team focused. So I love that for her, and I really love them as a team. Johnny and Ty sitting down was something I never expected, because they sat down immediately after, people separated, and they were having a conversation, and Ty, I think, wanted to test the waters and see where they stand. And so they were having a conversation about, the fact that Johnny has history with Andreina, and so Ty was acknowledging that she's your girl. So Ty must have known that they dated outside the villa. He must have known. So he's giving him props and saying, she's your girl, so I understand that, I respect that, and I will know my place, but if she's open to exploring, I'm open to exploring. That's when Andreina came and pulled Josh for the chat, and Tyreek started speaking to her in Spanish, and she just said, hi Ty. And he said, oh, so I'm no longer, your Spanish thing that you give pet names and stuff. And for her to just continue to ignore it, you can see her feelings are hurt. She really likes Ty. I think if you were to put Ty and Johnny side by side, she likes Ty more than she likes Johnny. I think Johnny is comfortable, but I think she likes Ty very, very much. And she's sort of struggling to sort of understand why he doesn't like her the same way she does. They went to Speak Easy. And it's like, why are we going to Speak Easy? We all know what happens in Speak Easy. So you're upset with Ty for making the comment that he did, but you're then going to Speak Easy. They went to Speak Easy. They were talking about her lack of confidence and how they need to work on that. And then they shared a kiss. And it's like, Andreina, which is it? Do you like Johnny as a person, or do you like Johnny's body? I've said this before. Andreina needs to sort of keep her body to herself and focus on building an emotional connection with people. I think she's very insecure, and this is why she focuses on the physical side of relationships instead of focusing on getting to know someone and developing an emotional connection. I don't even know what to say about Tyreek, because Tyreek then pulled Chris for a chat, and he told Chris, yesterday Kay and I, we chatted, and then afterwards, while I was preparing for bed in the bathroom, she came to me and then I kissed her. So he didn't say we kissed, he said and then I kissed her. And it's like, Ty is saying this so that he doesn't put her in the line of fire. He really must like her, because he could have easily said, she came, we sat there, we were flirting, and then we kissed. You went, no, and then I kissed her. Chris pretending to be upset doesn't make sense. He doesn't like that girl romantically. She's just his partner for the games. That's it. He doesn't like her romantically. So the audacity and the idea that he wants to play in our faces and pretend as though he's aggrieved. He's not aggrieved. He is not. He knows exactly what he did. He knows exactly what he said. That's not his romantic partner. That's just his partner to be competitive with. And I'm going to stick to that. And I'm going to say that with my full chest. The Islanders get ready for the night, and they're sort of chatting about their connections. And then Chris is in the bathroom, the same bathroom that Ty and KayKay kissed in. Andreina walks in, and then he tells her, oh, Ty and KayKay kissed. And it's like, why are you telling her? Why are you telling her? For her to get upset, it's like, girl, take several seats. You've kissed Johnny in less than 12 hours. You've kissed him twice. So please take a seat. You have no leg to stand on. And ask Ella, Ty will go to the gutter with you. If you go low, he goes down to the gutter. He goes down to hell and past. And so the idea that you've kissed someone else and you told him you don't get jealous, why are we feeling some type of way about it? Anyway, the Islanders get ready for the night. They go to bed, and everyone is sort of in friendship couples, in my opinion. I think Gabby and Kendall might be the only romantic couple at the moment, but everybody else, as far as I'm concerned, is in friendship couples. In the morning, you have Gabby and Kendall sitting by the deck, and they're sort of having conversations about getting to know one another. I think they're just preparing themselves if they have to answer questions about the other person. So they ask each other, what's your biggest fear? They spoke about sex. And I'm happy that Gabby was able to be open and tell him that I am a virgin. Not because I'm saving myself for marriage, but I'm saving myself for the right person. So if I do meet the right person, then amazing. If I don't, hey, it is what it is. And it's like, kudos to her. People need to stop, putting this big label on the fact that if you're a virgin, you're saving it for your husband. She says she's not saving it for her husband, but she's saving it for the right person. And when the right person comes, it could be her husband or it could be somebody that she dates. She will make that decision at that point in time. And I hope Kendall takes it for what it is and respects it. And he doesn't go about starting to make stupid ideas. Tyreek and Lucinda are giving me brother and sister vibes. I think Lucinda is looking out for Ty and Ty is looking out for Lucinda, because they went for a little chat, and I knew this was going to come up, because when the girls were getting ready, it came out that Andreina had kissed Johnny when they went on the date. So she had it sitting on her chest, so she had to run and give it to Tyreek. So she told Tyreek, do you know that Andreina and Johnny kissed yesterday? And he wasn't aware. And it's like, she's told the wrong person, because he is about to make this woman's life hell. he's about to make this woman's life hell, because if she thinks she's playing games with him, he is about to show her how it's really done, and I can't wait for it. Because he was saying, you know, he didn't expect his head to turn for KayKay, but his head is turned 180. So he's willing to explore that. Lucinda was discussing her connection with Meth. I think Lucinda is not feeling Meth romantically. I think she might have been put off by the fact that he's very eager on her, and so she's trying to sort of backpedal and see if she can find a way out, or if she can find somebody else. I really wanted to cry at this point, because you had Isaiah and Nicola sit down for a chat, and Isaiah was sort of asking Nicola how are things going, and she says there's a romantic spark for her. She really likes how things are going for her, and you could tell Isaiah was feeling some type of way. Isaiah, since he walked into the villa, he hasn't been himself. He's giving me flashback to Sydney. Sydney did the same thing when she went to Love Island, Australia. She wasn't herself, and I think the spark for him is gone, and I think he wants to leave because of how reserved. We really haven't seen him do anything or talk to anyone, but from little flirting conversations here. Yes, Tariq is a big personality, so he takes up all the air, but still, Isaiah was a good personality in his season, so I'm a bit taken aback that he's not. So he told Nicola, and I'm happy he told her, he didn't drag her along, and he told her, for me, there's no spark. And I don't want you to ever think that it's anything to do with you. It's just that it's not there. And I'm happy that she took it for what it was. She's a very cheerful person, because she said, yeah, we might not have anything romantic, but we work very well together as a team. So more or less implying that she's happy to stay as a team with him and continue to do the challenges. And hopefully they can win and she doesn't become vulnerable. I love her. And sadly, I feel like she's the one who's going to go home. That's the impression that I get. I feel like she's the one who's going to go home, because Solane comes across as very likable, and other people, I don't think they would want Tariq to go home. And for Toby, he's lucky because he's with and Andrea, and her partner is safe, so I don't think she will go home as well. So I really feel sorry for Nicola, because I don't think she got a fair shot. It's the audacity for me, for Chris to be upset with KayKay that, why didn't you tell me that you kissed Ty? And it's like, take several seats. You really don't like this girl. There's no romantic spark there. There is nothing outside of the fact that you know that she's very loyal, and this is why you want to be in a couple with her. Romantically, you're not feeling her. So the audacity and the idea that you'd be upset that, why didn't you tell me? KayKay said she didn't tell him because she was looking for the right moment to tell him. I think she knows he doesn't like her romantically. I think she knows Ty is showing more interest than he is, but she knows that her chances of staying in the villa and winning are better with him, and this is why she's with Chris. Otherwise, romantically, I don't think there is a spark between the two of them. I'm so confused. I really am so confused, because for Andreina to pull Ty for a chat and moan at him and groan at him about the fact that he kissed KayKay doesn't make sense. Madame, you kissed Johnny on your date. You took Johnny to Speak Easy. You kissed him in there. You took Johnny to bed. You were cuddling him in bed. So what is it? Tariq is writing in, sort of asking her that, you know, it's the double standard for him. We're all kissing people. I'm not in a couple. When I'm in a couple, I'm loyal. But at the moment, I'm not in a couple. So why is it a big deal that I kiss KayKay, but it's okay for you to kiss Johnny? And I think with Andreina, I think she expected Ty to be pining after her, to be running behind her like a lapdog. And the fact that he's very defiant and very resistant is something she wasn't prepared for. She really likes Ty, but she can't resist Johnny, given their history or whatever's happened in their past. And now she's in a no-win situation, because if Johnny's type comes in, he's leaving her. Tariq, we already know he's heading towards KayKay. And sadly, KayKay, I think, is staying with Chris just because she knows that's her best chance of staying in the villa. Otherwise, if she was guaranteed that she could stay in the villa with Tariq, she would jump ship. She would really jump ship. Josh and Andrea then go to the, to Soul Ties. They're having a conversation about the fact that they were manifesting winning, and so they have a feeling that they're going to win. They were journaling about winning before they came on the show, so they see this in their future, that they will be a power couple and they'll win. And it's like, side eye. Chris going for a chat with Justine, I think it was a matter of time. I have a feeling what comes across as he's more interested romantically in Justine than he is in KayKay. I'm going to say that again. He's more interested romantically in Justine than he is in KayKay. Whether it's because he thinks his chances of winning with her are greater because she's already won twice, I do not get it. For this conversation to go on about him being intimidating, he's not intimidating. Not really. I don't think the guys fear him when it comes to character-wise. I think they fear his physique, because they know that he's an athlete, so he's actually going to outperform them. But when it comes to charisma, he doesn't have it. Tariq has it in spades. He doesn't. So he is boring. So the idea that he thinks is all that. I'm very competitive. I can get money elsewhere. I'm very competitive. That's it. And it's like, buddy, these people are just, people that are lucking around. They are not competitive athletes. Yeah, Tariq was in football for a bit, but still, they are not that competitive as you are. This is how you make your bread and butter. So if you're that competitive and if you can make your money elsewhere, the Villa doors are open. To exit left. We're here for it. And so Andrea then pulls KayKay for a chat to sort of discuss the Tariq situation. That, oh, Tariq, why didn't you tell me that you kissed him? And so KayKay was like, I'm sorry I didn't tell you. I should have told you. And I'm sorry I didn't do that. But with Tariq, it's very fun and flirty. You then had this massive grin on Andreina's face. And it's like, girl, Tariq is about to run you ragged. Because this is what he likes, push and pull. He doesn't want an easygoing relationship. Ask Ella. She will tell you that Tariq, if you go if you go low, he will go to the gut and he'll take you with him and he will come out first. And so if you're ready for it, amazing. Anyway, Tariq then walked up to them, and I think Andreina expected Tariq to pull her. So for him to walk up and pull KayKay, it's like Tariq is a master manipulator. He told you he likes mind games, and this is it at its peak because he knows that Andreina and Chris are going to feel some type of way about him pulling KayKay. So he pulled KayKay. They went to the fire pit for a chat, and it's like, this is messy. This is really messy. KayKay is enjoying the attention from Tariq. They really make a cute couple. I like them as a couple. I think they make a cute couple, and I think he actually brings her out of her shell and she's a different person around him. With Chris, she's just as boring. So for them to be all flirty and googly eyes and talking about, I want you to F me with your eyes, it's like, oh my God. Tariq is crazy because he said to her, do you want us to link up in the bathroom again? And it's like, Tariq is mad. For her to ask Tariq to step it up, it's like, do you know who you're dealing with, madam? Do you know who you're dealing with? You're in for a rude awakening because Tariq is really master manipulator. He's already so. But I like them as a couple anyway. So Ariana Maddox then arrived and revealed that the Islanders were going to play a game called Playing the Field. So first of all, she wanted the girls to stand around the fire pit. The girls stood up, and so she sort of ranked them in how they came out in the first challenge. So it was first Gabby, Andrea, Nicola, KayKay, Andreina, Lucinda, and Solène and Justine were at the end because they haven't sort of participated in the challenge. She revealed that one guy there would be a bombshell coming in so that the couples could be lined up. And in walks Toby. Am I excited? Yes, I like Toby. I really do. I think he's messy. He's not Tariq messy, but he's still messy because I remember how he played his partner. What was her name? Liberty or something in his season. So I can only imagine what he's about to do with Tariq there. Tariq was excited to see him because he said, my guy is here. You then had him go and sit down with the guys and he was asked to pick one girl to couple up with. I think Tariq told him who to pick. I have a feeling Tariq told him to pick Andrea. And it was a smart move in the sense that Andrea is in a couple with Josh and Josh really likes Andrea. The Americans have the numbers. So if they are vulnerable as a couple and they're told they need to save a couple, then Toby's chances of being saved are higher because people like or someone already likes his partner romantically. Yes, there might not be a romantic spark, but somebody likes his partner romantically. I know Justine was expecting her to pick him, but it wouldn't have made sense because Silly really liked him and Silly and Justine are close friends. Lucinda was expecting him to pick her and it didn't make sense because had he picked her, then that would have meant that chances of them going home were highly likely because they're a UK couple. He picked Andrea, good for him. The Islanders then changed and went to play this game. So what was happening is they had these sort of helmets which had sort of a container on the top and they were having to fill fluid and then step on top of tires that were the same color as their uniforms and go and sort of fill in these containers that were in the shape of a goalpost. Chris and KayKay won the first round. They won the second round. Am I surprised? No. I'm not surprised because of the fact that Chris is way bigger than the other guys. So he was able to sort of push them out of the way and he was able to sort of carry the heavy tires and do that way better. Second round, we had Justine and Josh won the first round and then Solène and Meth won the second round. And so the Islanders then returned to the villa and it was revealed that the two couples that won in each round were safe, but then KK and Chris were given the opportunity to make one couple vulnerable. Am I surprised with who they picked? No. They were never going to pick Kendall because Kendall is USA, so they were going to save him. And Kendall is going to be the saving grace for Gabby to last longer in the villa because he's USA unless the other guys turn on him. So he was kept safe. Justine was kept safe. There was no way. I think it was a silly move. I think they should have got Justine out. But their argument was the fact that they said that they wanted a couple that was likely to go home. They didn't want to pick a couple that would stay because they didn't want the challenge of that couple coming after them later. So Solange and Meth were picked as the couple to make vulnerable. Good for Solange for asking, tell me, why did you pick us? Why didn't you pick anybody else? What is it about us that made you think that we're the couple that you want to make vulnerable, even though we won? Make it make sense. And I hope she stays. I really hope she stays. The sad bit is both girls that I think are likely to go home are better personalities or better characters than Andrea. And who else? I think than Andrea and Andreina. That's just my opinion. Because I think Andrea or Andreina should have gone home. I don't think Solange or Nicola should be vulnerable and be at risk of going home. But that's just me. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Click the link in my video to watch my review from episode 3. Bye guys.